I just thought I'd share this with you guys. This is my latest toy to complement the track hose so I can maybe actually do some work out at the farm. I know the lighting's kind of bad. I'm sorry. I'm out on my deck. It's nighttime. But this is a 3-inch trash pump that I picked up at Harbor Freight. Get around here, see how we can see in some of the light. But yeah, basically 3-inch ports on there, 3-inch body, little 6.5 horsepower gas engine on it, and made by Pacific Hyrdrostar. I picked this up at Harbor Freight. It was by far the cheapest pump I could find anywhere on price. I did read the reviews on it, and you know, it's like anything else you get at Harbor Freight or Northern Tool. Sorry guys, but it's the truth. Everybody, you know, you kind of assume that it's probably junk. It's all these off brands that you've never heard of. But I've actually been, you know, somewhat impressed with some of the stuff I bought from both of those stores. It's definitely usually enough for a hobbyist. Is this thing ready for commercial use? Absolutely not. But reading some of the reviews, you know, some people commented and said, man, the thing locked up after one tank of gas, piece of junk. Other people say, oh yeah, it worked great, I've had it for years, blah blah blah. So, you know, you always got to kind of take it with a grain of salt when you're reading those reviews. Especially, my favorite was the guy that said, oh, their flow rate 264 gallons a minute. It's written right there on the box. He said, that's completely bogus. I got nowhere near that. I'll tell you what, you can't reduce your suction to 2 inches. Well, duh. It's a 3-inch pump. Don't undersize your suction and you might actually get the right rates. But, you know, that's going to be an optimal rate based on 0 feet of lift and 0 feet of push. So keep that in mind. Anyway, just want to show you all this little pump. I'll get it fired up out at the farm and we'll put it to work and definitely show you how that looks. But just want to tell you about what it is, where I got it. Like I said, it's 6.5 horsepower engine, gasoline, and you know, 3-inch full. I think it says it can pass up to a 1-inch solid, so like a 1-inch diameter rock. So that should be pretty good. Mostly what I'm pumping is just going to be leaves and twigs if I pick up any sort of trash. Mostly just water. So anyway, I'm impressed with how light it is. Actually, I can pick it up myself and haul it around. I don't know actually how much it weighs, but I can pick it up easy. A couple weeks ago, I rented a 2-inch pump. I had in that video when those morons that I hired got the track hose stuck, and that thing was about all I could do to lug around a 2-inch. And this thing's a 3-inch, and it's lighter than that 2-inch. So I really appreciate that. But anyway, like I said, we'll get it out to the farm here. We'll get it hooked up. I've got a hose kit hiding over there in the shadows that I ordered. I'll do a separate review for the hose kit, but then we'll put it all together and we'll see how it works. Just thought I'd show you guys some of the other little details on this pump. You know, nothing fancy, but it does have an electric on-off switch. That is your oil dipstick, and I imagine it could be your fill point too. I don't see any other fill point. But if we spin it around here, on the other side you've got another oil cap. Looks just the same. It doesn't have a dipstick on it though, so I guess you can say it's oil drain, but they both say oil on them, so I guess either one of them can be a fill or a drain. The directions on the pump say to you know, fill it with oil before starting, but there's already oil on the dipstick, so I guess it's already in there. The thing smells kind of like oil, so I guess it's already got oil in it. I'll double check that for sure though. Show you some of the components that came with it. It's so silly, the stuff they packed with this thing, okay? They don't include, with the pump, they didn't include the connections. So the pump's got these, you know, male 3-inch threads here and here. They didn't include adapters to go from thread to cam lock, which, I mean, the hoses on these pumps are almost always cam locked, but you know, in their defense, some people do things different, so I can understand that. But they do include the trash screen. Of all things to include, they include the trash screen. I don't really know why, of all things, they picked this. My only thought is that it has the right size holes, so they recommend a suction screen with 0.9 inch or smaller holes, since this thing's ready to pass a 0.9 or a 1-inch solid. So maybe they just include that one so they can say they included the right size. You know, they've got some stickers on here on the side of the pump. You've got stickers on here that basically say, yeah, make sure you prime the pump or you void the warranty. Make sure you use the right size you know, suction hose. Make sure you use the right size screen. So they've got all these warning labels on here. I really like that one that says prime it or you void your warranty. So that's very, very clear. On here they say, you know, Empty your gas before you store it. Do not use E85 on all small engines. I always recommend running at least a silver grade gas. Definitely not E85. But yeah, so they included the screen, this male to barbed fitting, which could go on your screen if you wanted to use it, but then you got to have whatever size. You got to have this barbed fitting for your suction hose, and then they included these little bolt down ring lock clamps, which in my opinion are pretty much always junk. So what I actually did was I plan on throwing those away and throwing this away, keep this. But the hose kit that I ordered, like I said, I'll do a separate video on it, but I actually called the place that was selling it and I told them the kit they were selling had a screen included in it. I said, look, I don't need the screen, it comes with the pump. So they said, okay, we'll pull the screen out of the kit, we'll save you the money. And then I had them on my suction hose, I had them build it with a 3-inch thread directly on the end of the suction hose and a cam lock on the other end to go to the pump. So I don't need these clamps at all, and I don't need this, but whatever, it's included. Real simple. Got these little T-bolts here, so you can take all this loose if you need to. If something happens to your pump, you can take these T-bolts loose and be able to access the actual pump cavity. There is a little flapper. I don't know if y'all can see it in here. Little flapper in there, and that's to ensure that your pump will actually draw suction properly. If not, it can try to push water back down your suction hose, so that keeps it from having a positive pressure in your suction hose. And you can see inside there, it's got a cast iron impeller. That's probably about the heaviest component on this thing. Anyway, just wanted to show you those little extra features on the pump. Man, you know, it was $300 at Harbor Freight. I got a 1-year warranty, so I'm gonna work this baby, and if it burns out on me, I'm gonna cash in on that warranty in a heartbeat. Alright, so we got our little pump set up out here at the farm, and I've already got the hoses hooked up to it, and I've already started it, so I already cheated, but I will tell you guys, so far everything on it has been excellent. It started right off on the first pull. I had to put oil in it. It takes a half a quart of 1030 oil, filled it up with gasoline, and primed the pump, and I gave it a couple dry pulls just to make sure it, you know, was getting gas into the tank, and then one good yank and she fired right off and ran. I'll show you now. See if we can repeat the success. Turn it on. We'll give her about a third fuel. Don't need to choke it because it's already warm. Here's your fuel shut off, by the way, right beneath your choke. There's a fuel off on, so the fuel's on. Hopefully we're already primed because I haven't done anything since I turned it off, so let's give it a pull. There you go, fired right up. You can see it's already starting to draw water there. You see it bogging down. There it goes pushing water. So it starts and runs good. I don't know how long it'll last, but so far it starts and runs good anyway.